and branch name are the primary keys and title is the secondary values or the secondary attributes. That also means that we can have multiple employee ID and branch names with a single title, as long as these pairs are the same, right? Okay. Any questions? Okay. So now let's talk about weak entity sets. So we know that a weak entity set is sort of an entity set that has a partial primary key. If that is a word, that is not a legit word that they use in databases, but you can think of that as a partial primary key, right? So in terms of banking, if I actually issue a check number would be a partial primary key. A check number in a, connected with a particular account number is an actual strong entity set. The same applies for flights, right? A flight number could work with any particular flight ID or any particular or an aircraft model could actually work with any particular flight IDs. When we combine it with the flight ID and the customer information, that is when we actually get a strong entity set, right? So by itself, it is not a primary key, but when it is adjoined with another other primary keys in the strong entity sets, it together becomes a primary key for the relationship set as well, right? So for example, let's say that attribute A. So for let's say that the relationship A is a key that is a weak entity set, right? It has some value, let's say the check number of a particular table, right? For the banking scenario. And it does not have to be a single attribute. It could be a set of attributes as well, right? Obviously. And now let's say that the account number is the primary key that we have. And it could again be a set of attributes as well. But for this example, the account number is the primary key, right? So for the relationship schema, the primary key, or at least the identifying relation for a particular relationship, would be all of the weak attributes that we have union with all of the strong attributes that we have. In general, that is basically the check number plus the account number, the flight number plus the flight type or aircraft model and so on, right? So essentially we would have the primary key and the union of the discriminator key would in total be the primary key of that particular relationship, right? So if we have a weak entity set, and remember that, imagine yourself as a program that someone gives you a diagram, right? Someone gives you an ER diagram and you need to convert that into its corresponding SQL code or its relationship model, right? How do you convert that? So we know that for strong entity sets, that is quite easy, right? And for relationships with strong entity sets, that is also easy enough, right? For we have different rules for many to many, for one to many, for many to one, for one to one, we have different rules, but those rules are fixed set of rules, right? So given a strong entity set and those relations, we can convert those into its corresponding SQL code, right? Now comes basically weak entity sets, and basically what we are saying is combined with the primary values of those weak entity sets combined with the values of those primary keys of the strong entity sets would be the primary keys for those new entity sets that we create, right? Okay. So in these sort of situations, we call the relationship that is the strong entity set as the identifying relationship, right? So, so the identifying relationship is many to one with no descriptive attributes. The relationship schema has a weak entity set that also includes the primary key of a strong entity set as well. The foreign key constraint has to be imposed as well, because a weak entity set by itself does not have the enough information to actually relate to all the tuples. So by default, you can imagine, you can see that given a weak entity set and a strong entity set combination, the foreign key constraints are already by default going to be imposed, and there is no need to create a relational model that uh, has the identifying relationship, because since it is a many-to-one relationship, that particular relationship will already have that as a primary key anyway, right? So remember that a primary key would have a many-to-one relationship to a weak entity set. The many-to-one many part would already have the primary key for that particular relationship as its primary key anyway. So there is no reason to actually convert it and basically do something extra if we have a weak entity set, because the primary key already exists there, right? So let's look at an example. For example, let's say that account here is a strong entity set, right? We have account number and balance, where account number is the primary key, and it is a strong relationship set because every account number can correspond to a particular balance. We don't need anything else to actually relate to this. And now let's look at the check number or the check information. Check number here is a weak entity, right? Because it needs a corresponding account number to be a valid tuple. But it itself has its own check dates, recipient, amount, and other such junk, right? It has other stuff to represent as well. So we say that this is a weak relationship because firstly, it is a one-to-many relationship, right? Arrow is here, arrow is no arrow here. So it is a one-to-many relationship. And that is why we have an arrow here. We say that this is a weak entity set because one of those entity sets here, at least, is a weak entity because it needs to be combined with the account number to become a complete primary key. And that is why we have this double diamond here that represents that this is a weak relationship. We also have this double line here that represents something. So firstly, let me reiterate because I'm going to ask a question again. So let me reiterate. This is a many to one relationship, or from account, this is a one to many relationship, correct? Okay. And tell me if you don't understand any of those things. It is a one to many relationship from account to check. Check number itself is a weak entity. When combined with account number, it becomes a strong entity. That is why this is a weak relationship. And that is why we have a double diamond. For those of you who have already guessed, why do we have this double parallel line here? What does this mean? We sort of, I guess we sort of understand what this double diamond means. So let me first talk about it. So what does this double diamond mean in this diagram? So don't answer about the double parallel line, just answer about the double diamond. What does this double diamond mean? Weak relationship. Anybody except Jordan and Jorge? I want everyone to sort of answer. Is Jordan and Taha correct? Aren't they wrong? Is it a weak entity set? Is it a weak relationship? Are you sure? If I converted this into a single diamond with this primary key and this dotted line here, let's say that the underlined account number and the dotted line state, would it be correct if I converted this into a single diamond? Yogi, let me come to total participation in a second. Would if I can bring up snippet, let's say. if I converted this diagram into a single, let's say, uh, if I converted this particular diagram into a single particular diamond, single diamond, right? It's not a double diamond anymore, it's just a single diamond. Is this correct? Yes or no? Can I do that? What does a single diamond mean? What are the entity sets that we are connecting? And is this correct? Let's get to this parallel line later. I want someone to answer except Taha, Yoge, Jordan, and Leon. Let me call by name. Adil, Alex, Colby, Divyasri, Derek, Fitri, How, Long, Malia, Skylar. Would this be correct if this was a single diamond? Yes or no? Exactly, you guys are correct. So exactly, that is what I was looking for. So account number is a primary key, check number is a weak entity set, and that is why this cannot be a weak entity set. So now comes the question. So you guys are correct. So now comes the question, that is, let's say that we have this diagram. What does this double line mean? Anybody except Yoge, Leon, Taha, and Jordan. What does this double line mean? We know what this arrow means. We know what this double diamond means. We know what these two entity sets with this underline and this dotted line means. So what does this sort of uh, double line mean? Partial participation. Leon, is it total participation or partial participation? Which one? Leon says total participation, Justin says partial participation. Which one is it? Eric says total. Pranay says total. Is it total participation? Edward says total. Remember one thing, when we have a single line, that means that this is total participation. When we have a double line, that means it is a partial participation. Every account does not have to issue a check, right? But every check needs to have a corresponding account number. So that means that account is a total participation. So where was it? So account is a total participation, whereas check has a partial participation to account, right? So every check does not have to have an account,